Let's get it. I got something to get off my chest ASAP.
I need some towel.
I know I do, man.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook had 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 21 assists tonight.
Did he?
Yeah.
He had 20, 20, 20?
Who's the last person to have a 20-20-20 game?
Well,
No.
Oscar?
Rajon Rondo. Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Rajon.
Double R.
oh, he was the first Laker to do it since Wilt. All right, let's get this show. Let's get it going.
Who has the most 20, 20, 20 games?
Wait, you said Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rondo did it as a Celtic.
Wait a minute, Westbrook. Wait, hold on.
He might have been his first Western Conference guy to do it.
Russ finishes with 20 points, 20 rebounds, 21 assists versus the Lakers for first 20-20-20 game since Wilt Chamberlain in 1968.
That's false. Rondo did
didn't
it.
do 20-20-20.
I got to look that up.
He didn't do 20-20-20. He had
20
20 rebounds?
20-20-20 game with the Celtics.
I don't think so.
We'll look
Might
it
have
up.
been close, but I don't think
Hey,
he did that.
Facebook Nation, look that up, please. Rajon Rondo 20-20-20 game, triple double. My phone is smart, baby.
Yeah, your phone. I would like to welcome everybody back to Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. He's Darren McClidden, a.k.a. Froghorn Leghorn.
Got some stuff to get off my
Yeah.
chest tonight.
Coming in hot.
Hey, don't be coming in here scowling.
Coming in
and
hot.
everything,
I got a
man. What's wrong
lather.
with you, Joe?
He does
I
have
have
a lather.
lather.
Yeah, man, you
I
coming
need
in
my
here, man,
towel.
getting my
We're
trying to do all
gonna
that,
make
man.
things.
What's
We're
wrong
gonna
with you?
loosen everything up.
Right.
I've been in some heated conversations, man.
Big brother, he is Kevin McClidden.
We got to work on him, man. We
AKA
got to
Juice.
calm him down a little bit.
I've been
Ken.
waiting on this Tuesday night, man.
I know.
We gotta
It's
calm
gonna
him
work.
down a
It's
little
gonna
bit.
work
We
out.
gotta
I
calm
think
him down
it's
a
gonna
little
work
bit.
out.
Been a lot of action. TBS, TNT, True TV.
Some
and
people got to knock it
CBS.
off. How about
Yes.
let's do this. Let's just make a list. You got a lot of people you
There are
want to tell to knock it
so
off.
many people that need to knock it off.
Just rattle me off some names. Just give me some names. I'm ready.
Everybody
Yep.
that feels that Zion Williamson game will not translate to the next level.
Everyone is
Everybody who feels that way, knock it all the way off.
fail in the NBA.
Yes. Please let me get started.
Better NBA career, R.J. Barrett or Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson.
Okay. I mean, I think R.J. Barrett has a chance to be a superstar in the NBA.
Okay.
So,
I don't think so.
okay.
Okay.
Y'all can tell me to knock it off. I don't think so. I don't. I listen. RJ Barrett is a very good player. I don't get wowed by him. You know what I mean? I'm trying. I was looking at. I look at his game, and he's crafty. He plays angles very well, but he's not a great shooter. His ball handling skills are decent. He doesn't go to his right very well. He goes hard to his left.
Doesn't go to his right at all. Don't say very well.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. So there you go. All right. So you made my point. So I don't know. He may be a better player in the pros. Sometimes limitations in college can be taken care of in the pros when you're playing against better players. So
Or the things that you know, like a shot can get better.
right. I mean, it can. I mean, he has to work on it. I'd like to see him work a lot on being able to dribble off the dribble. I mean, being able to shoot off the dribble, those type of things. He shoots a lot of set shots, a lot of flat-footed shots.
Right.
He did for Duke. So
Which
we'll
you'll
see.
get a lot of that in the league, though.
He will. He
Get a
will.
lot of that in the
Someone's going to break out their PlayStation controller and run some plays with R.J. Barrett at the next level.
Right.
And,
Right. I'm just to me, I think that there are some players that I think will be better pros than him. Like I think Ja Morant is special. You know what I mean? I think as far as
I agree.
I think as far
starter
as
his rookie year.
oh my God,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Starter in the league.
Absolutely.
Does Zion start?
Yeah, he will. Zion will start.
Can't stop it.
Is he? I guess my question isn't so much can he start, but will Zion Williamson be dominant on a regular basis nights in the NBA?
If he is healthy, absolutely.
Okay, because I mean, he's,
What worries
big.
me, he's
a big boy.
285 pounds. That
Dominant?
Yeah, like
Like,
be like one of the
like, yes,
what's,
dominant.
What's dominant? What do you mean? Like
make his imprint on a game, and like if his team wins, people are saying they're
Oh,
talking
my
about his game
goodness.
and what he did. on a night in, night out basis, across an NBA season. If he is
Guys,
he the
let me
guy,
ask-
Here's the deal with Zion.
he's
Here's
gonna
the
play
deal
with somebody
Zion.
terrible.
He will play with somebody terrible. It's going to be really. I want to see how creative a coach gets with where they play him, like how they use him.
Oh my goodness.
No,
Can he change their
I'm not-
fortunes?
and
Can
I'm
he
not-
change their
Wait a
fortunes?
second. Wait a second, guys. We are talking about the NBA, and y'all are saying he's going to play with somebody terrible.
No, team. I mean, he's going to go to a team that just had a terrible
He's
year.
going to go to a bad team. That's what they're saying. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, like the Warriors aren't picking
That's
first.
what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
But I'm saying from my standpoint, like I want to see how he's used.
Yeah.
The
You know what I mean?
last place team in the NBA.
Is who the Knicks?
Okay. The
the
players are
Cavaliers or-
better.
It's not about the players.
The players are better than the players he's playing with now.
He's going to go to a team that just stunk it up for a whole season.
The court is wide open
Sure.
on the next level. College basketball, you can shrink the court. You can scheme against a mismatch. You can scheme defensively, team defensively against a
Oh, my goodness.
mismatch.
Oh, my
Did Bryce
goodness.
Harper just hit a home run?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Oh my god, this dude is putting on the show tonight, man.
He's 3 for 5.
Yes, he is. He's
But
putting on the show.
listen, college basketball can scheme against a matchup issue. Shrink the court. Zone up. Try to keep you off your strong hand. Zion Williamson is very left-hand dominant. With all that being said, he's still a 70% shooter from the field, and you still can't keep him off of his left hand. And when you do jump all the way over there, all he needs is one or two combos. He does not need to be an
crafty.
elite
I think that'll be different
ball
in the
handler.
league, though. I think that'll be different in the league. I think that
open
I
space.
think that'll be
Open
I
space.
get it. I get it. But
It's a one-on-one game in
I
the
think
NBA.
I think it's going to come down honestly as to how coaches use him.
I mean, are you going to
I
want to win a
really
game because of
believe
him? I mean, are you? If you're the coach, I mean, you're going to want
Okay,
to
okay.
get 30
These
points
guys,
and 15
these
rebounds.
coaches are getting paid millions of dollars. You use him in the
Right,
in
and that's what I'm saying. I'm
the-
not saying that. I'm not saying that.
You use him how best fits your team,
Right.
your franchise.
This is my
and
problem.
Trying to get you wins.
This was my problem. And listen, I'm not questioning.
What do you guard him with?
I'm not questioning Mike Krzyzewski at all. I wouldn't. I mean, the man is a Hall of Famer. He's arguably one of the top 5 coaches, 10 coaches, or whatever ever. But
I'm gonna
the
stop
one
listening
thing-
to you give
the one
Duke
thing
props. but
I'm
go ahead.
being real about it, man.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, anybody who does listen, real is real. You have to be able to appreciate or at least give credit to a man that has done it for years. He kicked my ass. We never beat Duke.
Understood.
So I'm
Understood.
going to give a man his props. But what I'm saying is the one problem I had with Zion this year is I didn't think Coach K let him get down in the post that much. I saw Zion on the wing way too much, as opposed to sitting him down on that block and letting Duke play inside out, which I thought they should have done more of, because he is a problem inside. You have nobody who can guard him.
Understood,
He's going to
Juice,
get
but
fouled,
listen.
or he's going to be able to draw a double team. Every time in the NCAA tournament, when they fed him the ball in the block, something good happened. And I heard it throughout all the when the games were going on, people were saying that. Like, why is he on the perimeter? Now, not to say he can't be effective on the perimeter, but when you're trying to win games and you
Yeah.
got a guy that's 6'7", 6'8", 285 pounds, and he's strong and he can jump and all those types of things, why is he sitting on the perimeter watching everybody else play? And then he gets the ball and it's almost like, all right, I got to do something. He created more problems for himself by actually being on the perimeter where he could have actually really dominated on the post.
Let me
That's
play.
my
Let
thing.
me play devil's advocate on that. Now, I am Coach K. I have the biggest, strongest, most explosive guy in college basketball. If he was in the NBA right now, he would be the biggest, strongest, most explosive guy in the NBA. He would be the heaviest guy in the NBA at 285 pounds. Now, if I continuously sit him down in the post, defenses are going to scheme around that. I have to move him around. He's a hybrid forward.
How?
I have to move him around, get him the ball in space.
How do you scheme against that? How if you are a college,
because
how do you scheme?
if he's catching the ball in the post every time, now you have rules to your double teams. You have ways to shrink the court on this guy instead of giving the Incredible Hulk the ball occasionally in the post, occasionally facing up at the elbow ISO. You have occasionally on the wing. Occasionally,
single time he got the ball on the block.
you can't scheme against a guy when you don't know where he's going to get it. You can't.
If he's on the perimeter, I can scheme against that.
But
That's exactly what Michigan State did. Michigan State laid off him. They laid off him.
he had 3 threes.
I understand that,
He had
but
3
I'd much
threes.
rather him shoot 3 threes and get down on the block and dunk on my men, on my bigs.
It's
I would much rather see Zion Williamson in the college game
okay.
on the block to where he's forcing a double. You can't guard him one-on-one. So if you force a double, if you have guys slashing from the weak side, then there's a lot more things that can happen.
Okay, let me ask you a
way.
question. Let me ask you a question. And without us looking at the numbers right now,
Okay.
would you say that the Duke Blue Devils is a good outside shooting team?
No.
No, not at all.
Okay.
So if you've got Zion Williamson posting up, he's a dominant post player. If you got him posting up majority of the time,
Right.
drawing a double team and
Right.
kicking out to shooters or non-shooters or so iffy shooters,
Okay.
is that your game plan offensively? When percentages say, and the game is so analytical now, you're not a consistent, good outside shooting team.
I understand
Trey
that.
Jones doesn't shoot well from outside.
understand that.
RJ Barrett is very, very sporadic. He's very streaky. You know, he in the games that they
But you're not a good outside shooting team regardless. So my thing
Okay.
is, if you put somebody in the post that's a threat,
yeah.
okay, and
They're gonna make you live and die with the outside shots.
Okay, but at least
which is
at the-
not your
that's fine.
forte.
All right.
But
All right, hold on, guys. I think you guys are going to be very upset with yourselves when you wake up tomorrow and realize how much time you spent on Duke at the opening part of the HotBox. I mean, especially when Duke is not even in the Final
That's
Four.
my knock it off, man.
They're not even in the Final
Zion
Four.
Williamson, at the next level, he is going to get the ball in open space. He's going to get it in transition. He's going to get it elbow ISO. He's going to get it on the wing to turn it face up.
my whole
it's
thing was
very hard to
Coach K,
stop, man.
Yeah, okay, and I get that. But my thing is, I would have liked to have seen Zion Williamson in the block more. I think that would have been a little bit more of an effective strategy for them to be able to play by. That was my thing. I'm done with Duke.
At
I mean,
D-Mac
that was-
B-Ball, hit me up, man, because I really want to talk to all of you guys about Zion Williamson and will it transfer to the next level. I'm ready to argue with all of y'all.
I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying as far as how he was used in this NCAA tournament.
Next
topic?
Who's the national champion? Who comes out of this Final Four?
Oh gosh.
You get the hard one.
I like Texas Tech, man. But you know what though?
Virginia.
I think
I got Michigan State.
you do.
Yeah.
I like Tech. I like how they're playing, man.
So that-
Texas Tech is. I don't know. Virginia is probably the safe money
Yep.
because they have really. But I just think that the Texas
Here's my
Tech is
point with
wild card.
Virginia. If you're, and I don't want to call any of these teams one-trick ponies because you get this far, it's a total team effort, regardless of whether
Their trick is really good.
yes,
UVA's.
and one guy can be dominant, but you have to have role players and you have to have other guys doing their part, or that dominant player is not going to be as effective. As you saw with the Purdue game, that Carson Edwards was magical during that game.
Wow.
I mean, I was in a full sweat, full lather in the basement watching this game. Sorry to Wifey and Lil Darren because I know I kept them up at night. I was yelling and screaming at the TV because I had flashbacks of when I was in that zone.
Yep.
Not many people have ever been in a zone like that to where he couldn't miss. He felt like he couldn't miss. And there was nothing you could do defensively to stop Carson Edwards.
He
that
went through
night.
a pretty. He had a good. I think it was the end of the first half, beginning of the second half. He shot a lot of misses in a row.
Yes,
But-
and I love those misses.
Yeah.
and I loved those misses because it kept Virginia on their toes because you don't know when he's going to raise. As a guard, as a scoring guard, when you keep the defense honest, those misses are good misses because it opens up everything else. But what I wanted to say was the fact that the other Purdue players, regardless of how many points they scored, they did their part. So you can't just all the way key on Carson Edwards and leave these guys alone because they're score and they were doing what they were supposed to do. That's why I think Virginia, the way they withstood that kind of offensive firepower, they're
So they can
ready
withstand
for,
if a team has like,
oh
like
my
a Cassius,
goodness.
if a Cassius Winston,
Auburn cannot throw that kind of
I'm trying to think
kitchen
who's
sink
the
at
best
you. They
player
can't.
left in the Final Four that you could ask to win a game.
Sheesh.
Carson Edwards was
Jared
one of
Culver, Texas Tech, the wing player from Texas Tech is dynamite. He's going to be dynamite at the next level. But
The
you
best
have
player
to,
in the Final Four.
them. Well, I was saying like if UVA can withstand a Carson Edwards, then you need a team with at least
you got to go with my man Cassius.
Cassius. That's what I said.
Cassius, but see,
if he
that's
goes
the
off,
thing.
but does
That's
Michigan
the
State
thing.
have enough around him to
Cassius
beat
is
UVA?
not a 30. You gotta be a Carson Edwards type dude to beat UVA. Cassius
I don't think so, man. I don't think you need to be that kind. I don't think you need to have that kind of production to beat them. I think that
He took a lot of shots early in the shot clock in that span of time when he was
Mm-hmm.
missing. A Cassius Winston can do a whole lot more with Izzo's system if
but
he's
he's not
going
going
to
to play like Carson Edwards.
Exactly.
He's going to be facilitating. He's going to get other people.
He can stretch the game out.
Right. But
Shrink it.
guys, let's
I think the
about
best.
it.
Honestly, I think the best player left in this for this tournament, the best player left in the Final Four is Ty Jerome. I think he's the best player left.
love
in
him.
I think he's the best player left in the Final Four. That's just me. I think he is. I think he is, and I think Guy is starting to play well. If Guy is knocking down shots, Virginia's gonna be tough.
Virginia got two guys
Texas
on
Tech-
the AP All-American team just came out tonight.
Okay.
Kyle Guy and DeAndre Hunter were both third-team AP All-Americans, which was surprising that Kyle Guy got it over Ty Jerome. I think Ty Jerome is the pro out of the two. But my thing is this: if you're not going to do something out of the box or do something outside of the scouting report defensively for Virginia, I don't think you'll be very successful. And I could be wrong, but the way Cassius Winston breaks the defense down, that's not happened against Virginia. The way Cassius Winston, chefs it up, I just don't have that beating a Tony Bennett team. I think in order to beat a Tony Bennett team, you have to do things out of the box, take early shots in the shot clock, or doing things outside of what they can scout. Because they're so good at
Virginia
preparing.
plays Auburn, right?
Yes, they
That's correct.
Okay, so Virginia.
that's quick
Virginia,
work.
Yeah,
that's quick work.
That's not quick work.
That's quick work, in my opinion. That's quick work. And
All right, okay.
if Michigan State gets to the championship against Virginia, I don't have Cassius Winston
Being enough.
chefing up a masterpiece against Tony Bennett's defense. I just don't have it happening. Knock it off.
I don't know. I like Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is good, man. I think they are. I think they defend well.
If Carson
they're
Edwards
good, man.
did not perform like that, taking wild shots, taking shots that the pack line defense wasn't prepared for and wasn't. That's what happened with UMBC last year in the first round. You had two guys. You had that small guard, and then you had the kid from DeMatha. They
You
were,
have to go off script to play against UVA.
exactly.
You have
That's
to
what
you
I'm
have to
saying.
go off script to beat that defense
and
because
and,
it's
and
so
all
they're
parts
tied
have to be
together.
working for Michigan
have to
State
go off
to
script
be
to beat
playing
them.
at their best. All parts have to be
yeah,
working.
You have to go off script to beat UVA and their defense. But
I'm taking all
don't
bets.
know.
I'm taking all bets.
Let's circle back to the tournament after a brief detour in Wizards land because the Wizards did a huge thing today. They got rid of Ernie Grunfeld. I mean, that's who would have thought?
I got 107 texts today.
Yeah,
It's about time.
of course,
I got 107 texts on my phone today.
It's a big deal because Leonsis is a guy who keeps coaches and front office people around for very long periods of time. That's his style. That's his.
Scott Brooks is next.
Well, and that might be true because if you bring in a general manager, I think a general manager coming in should always have his choice.
Scott Brooks is on his way out. He's on the hot seat too. He's next. As soon as this season's over, he'll be gone.
Just
Did
bring in
you
the new
all
guy and let
hear-
him decide. Whenever the new guy comes in, he should have full run of the place.
Did you all get the
He wants
news?
Scott-
But see the
Ken?
thing about it, like, what are we? Wait, hold on. What are we gonna do though? I mean, we're stuck.
With who?
Wait.
We're stuck. We're
Did
stuck.
y'all
We're
get the
stuck
news
with a
about
big
the
contract.
insurance deductible that kicked in because a few games ago was John Wall's 41st, which is half of the NBA season,
Yeah.
game that kicked in that he missed. He missed his 41st
Okay,
game,
what's that mean?
which means that insurance, the whole NBA is under the same insurance policy. So it doesn't do anything for the luxury tax, but insurance will pay, I think it's like 75, 80% of John Wall's contract.
Yeah, but how
Because
does
he
that-
missed 41 games. Now, he's not expected back until next
I'm
February.
not worried about Ted Leonsis' money.
What I'm saying though is now there's money for him to kind of
That doesn't
play
play
with.
for the cap though.
Wait, no. So
No,
I
it
think
doesn't.
What
No,
you're
it
trying
does
to
not.
say
It
is,
does- but the luxury tax. Go
I
ahead.
think what
go
you're trying
ahead.
to say is next year. I think it triggers.
He's
something,
not due back until February.
Yeah,
at the earliest.
The time that he can't play next season could result in freed up space. For the
Absolutely.
team. Again, which is like in like it's a lot of space because it's a huge
Yes,
deal.
he's due $38.5 million next year.
So
So if
Hopefully.
insurance will
Hopefully.
pay that,
Hopefully.
80% of it.
It's Alex Smith and top quarterbacks in the NFL, those huge contracts have similar salary cap situations. I think
Hey.
it does. It will end up being a big thing. As far as Scott Brooks is concerned, I'm not arguing for or against him. All I'm saying is you hire a general manager, he gets to decide. Which means probably he's going to want his own guy.
You know who I would get?
Who's that? Troy Weaver
Jason Kidd.
As your GM,
That's my coach.
as your coach.
you got to pick the GM first.
I mean, that's
you want him to pick
I'm
Jason
looking,
Kidd.
I'm looking at the coach.
Yep.
I'm looking at the coach. I'm looking at somebody that's going to be able to come in and immediately get respect from that room.
What about Mark Jackson?
Or Mark Jackson.
I
Either
love
one
Mark
of them. I
Jackson.
think it has to be somebody that's played in the league and that's somebody and that John Wall and Bradley Beal respect. Because if they're your two best players, then they have to be able to have respect for the coach. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where it comes. Your superstars
You
have
think
to
Jason
respect.
Kidd can give you
Oh,
a good
yeah.
5, 6, 7 years as a winning coach in the NBA?
I think if he has, because his two best players are guards.
He's
I think if he has John Wall and Bradley
up for
Beal,
the Lakers
I think
job.
he has. I think he would
He's
be.
been mentioned
I think
for the
he would
Lakers
be
job,
perfect here. He
by
or
the
Mark
way.
Jackson. I think it has to be a guard that's had success in the league. I think it has to be somebody like that to come here
Mm-hmm.
and be able to grab the room.
Why does no one ever say Kenny Smith?
Kenny the Jet.
Kenny Smith might be a good coach.
I
He's
would-
just never done it. He might be a good coach. He might be a good coach. You know, I think it has to be.
I
Somebody,
love Mark Jackson. I think he. I mean, but what about the retread market of big
I don't
names?
wanna go
Any of the Van
retreads, man. Every
Gundy
time no,
twins?
I don't want to do that.
What if you could hire both of them? That would be awesome.
I don't want to do retreads. I think you got to go. I mean,
But Jason Kidd's a retread.
Jason Kidd's a retread. I think you have to. I think you have to have somebody that's had success in the league.
Don Nelson's available. Smoking a lot of weed somewhere. And
Can't knock
tell
it
the
off.
world about it. I'm just saying that's what he
But
said. That's what he said he did.
here's my thing. Like Budenholzer from in Milwaukee is showing me that a lot of times it's about a fit. Okay, his last couple years in Atlanta didn't go well. They fire him. He immediately goes to Milwaukee.
Who is this?
Budenholzer, Milwaukee's
Atlanta?
coach.
Okay.
Yeah. And he immediately goes to the Bucks, and he's front runner for coach of the year. They have the best record in so you have you have a superstar and you have a star-studded or with the role players and everything they have in place in Milwaukee, you have a great roster, and now all of a sudden you have a chance to win 60 games.
Yeah.
Right after getting fired. So
I'll take 50.
Right. It goes to show that a lot of it is, have you had success in the league and fit?
I think it's also whether or not you can withstand egos.
Was he was Dream Team,
You know
right?
what I mean? Who?
Kid? Was he-
Absolutely.
was he with
Not
90
Dream
He
Team.
won on their
Not
record.
No, he
92.
Not,
He won
not
the
Dream
original.
Team.
Like 96
I don't
maybe.
even think he was on the second Dream Team.
But
But he's
I
Team
think you
USA,
have to-
yes, he was-
I think
he was
you have to
Olympian.
be able to have a coach that can be able to withstand egos.
Yeah.
And Jason Kidd, being a Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
being one of the best point guards that ever played in the NBA. I
Coached
think
by
he-
Todd Bozeman from McNamara.
Yeah, I think you.
It's
I
the
think
same
he.
guys,
has
you
the
gotta
kind of
remember,
ego.
this is
I
the
think he has
same
kind of
guy-
personality that can be able to withstand egos as far as John Wall's concerned, etc.
This
so
is
I
the
think he
same
would be
guy
a
that
good coach,
coached
man.
these Milwaukee Bucks
Yeah.
that Budenholzer took over for.
But I think he would do better because his best players will be guards,
Okay.
and I think that's what would help him because
That's a good point.
you know what I mean. I think
good point.
he can relate to your best players.
definitely
his best
can.
players being their guards.
He's
So I
my
think
second
he'll be-
favorite player of all time behind Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas. Jason Kidd is my second favorite player of all
We'll
time.
see. I think the Wizards they made a move they had to make today. I think that was something that was long overdue. But I think now the next thing is, okay, who do you bring in here? What's your decision as far as your coach is concerned? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we'll see. But there was a move today that had to be made. It was long.
I want to bring a couple things up real quick, Ken.
About Ernie?
No, about college basketball.
But I want to talk a little bit
Go
more
ahead.
about Ernie.
Go ahead.
Okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Because I this is a organizational change,
Mm-hmm.
franchise direction turn. When we get a new GM or we get a new guy in our sport, I mean that's a big deal, and especially for an owner like Leonsis who sticks with a guy. I mean, the next guy is likely to be here for a decade. I mean,
Yes.
so I'm looking for a philosophy. Like Ernie was happy to make some trades that I never thought were. He overcommitted to some veterans multiple times throughout
Call a
his
spade
time.
a spade. Ill-advised.
Yeah, ill-advised.
Ill-advised. There we go.
But he believed in
It's a
putting
term
those
used
veteran
very often in basketball. Go ahead.
groups together,
Ill-advised.
and he put a couple good rosters together. But I mean, I want somebody who maybe would be interested in building a system. Like having a Wizards system, like the Wizards, such that you hire a coach to coach your players the way you're going to bring him in, and I'm going to hire a coach to run a system, so that you have some organizational
Ken,
stability. Because you got to have a
not-
coach for 2 or 3 years.
I believe the stat is like 9 playoff teams
Yep.
in the last 25 to 30 years. It's something crazy like that. It's a bad statistic as far as
For what?
for the Wizards get into the playoffs. It's 9 playoff rosters.
That's right.
You're saying good rosters that he put together or whatever. If you're talking about a good roster, then that team should be able to be a playoff team for what, 3-4 years, because you got that core group together.
Yep.
You have 9 playoff.
That's what I say. Then he
teams.
committed to that. He's like, wait, we're not making the playoffs. He's like, well, I'm committed
It's-
to this.
it's-
So,
I don't
anyways,
like it.
let me ask you guys this real
Time for
fast.
change.
If you were, if you bring in a guy and he wants to go the college route, before we switch back, give me a name, a college coach that you would welcome as the next head coach of the Washington Wizards.
a college coach.
Yes.
Sheesh. Leonard Hamilton tried and he couldn't do it.
Bring him back?
No,
Wizards
no,
Part 2?
no.
Are there any young,
I wouldn't go
young
college
coaches out
coach.
there?
I would not go
Well, no,
college
I
coach.
know, but I'm just saying, a college coach.
Not
Hot
with
to
this,
trot.
not with this team. Not
I
with
know,
this team.
I know, but I'm just saying,
If
give me
I
a-
was to
give
pick
me
a
a guy.
college coach,
There's a chance that Ted Leonsis brings in a GM who wants to go that route, who wants to be like the Boston Celtics
All
and
right.
get the next Brad
maybe
Stevens.
Jay Wright.
All right.
I mean, that's the college coach that sticks
Mark
out to me.
Few, Gonzaga.
There you go. All right, so we don't. That's not going to happen. I agree. It's not going to be.
But that would be my choice. Would be somebody like Jay Wright.
Okay.
Before we get to give me a 5,
Yeah.
there's been talk that Sticks and Bruno from University of Maryland may stay. Now,
We'll see.
me as a fan of college basketball, that's music to my ears because now all of a sudden Maryland
Y'all heard it right here on the HotBox. Y'all
now,
heard it.
All
Darren
of a
McClinton.
sudden, Maryland becomes a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they become a
Next
dominant
year.
team in the country.
What did I
Yes.
tell? What did I tell you last week? I said last
told me
week.
a lot of
I
things
told
last
you.
week.
I said if Bruno comes back next year, they'll be Final Four.
Oh
The-
yeah, but
the
we
fifth
If
youngest
Bruno and Sticks
team-
comes back, they'll be Final Four next
The
year.
5th youngest team in the country and the youngest team in the Big Ten. Just if that is true, and that's this chatter right now. It's early. If that is true, they become a serious force to be reckoned with. All right, that's my first point. My next point is let's go down the road, down the BW Parkway to M Street. Cole Anthony, top player in the country, Greg Anthony's son, Cole Anthony, just announced his Final Four of schools that he's going to attend next year. And let's get that out in front first that he's only attending those schools because the rules make him attend those schools. He is NBA ready now. Okay, he's a stud. The dude is
What
legit.
are the schools he going? What are you talking about?
His Final Four schools are Georgetown, Oregon, Notre Dame, and North Carolina. Okay?
All right.
I'm in favor of his dad, Greg Anthony, doing Patrick Ewing a favor and helping the recruiting situation over at Georgetown. I do not think that he's seriously considering Georgetown. It's his Final Four, but you have the Rookie of the Year in what's the point guard's name? Akinjo, and then you have McClung, the internet sensation. He has a freshman backcourt that has played up and down, but has played overall pretty good for Coach Ewing's squad. You've got a future in your backcourt. There's no need to bring in Cole Anthony for 1 year, 6 months, whatever you want to call it, and mess up that continuity.
I mean,
It's interesting that that's one of his Final Four.
it would put Georgetown on ESPN a whole lot more.
Yes, it would. But so that was my thing. I that's what I heard this week that Bruno and Sticks may be staying.
All right.
All right.
And Cole Anthony's Final Four, one of the schools is Georgetown. That those two events would be incredible for this area.
Will they change the rules in time for him to not have to worry about it, or is he going to be the last
No,
the
they
last one
won't
through?
They won't change it.
But it'll be changed for the following season.
Following season.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's our give me your 5?
I thought we were picking an all tournament
got
team
my
so
5.
far.
Carson Edwards.
Per region, I'm gonna go my region. I'm not
Carson
even,
Edwards, man.
I'm not even gonna go outside of my
say
region.
all
I'm gonna
tournament.
stick to my
Now, you can pull your paper out all you want, man. Carson Edwards, man.
my region team.
Yeah.
is Tremont Waters from LSU,
Yep.
Cassius
Unbelievable.
Winston, Kerry Blackshear,
He's good.
obviously Zion, and Aubrey Dawkins. Those are my 5.
Aubrey Dawkins had a hell of a game.
Aubrey Dawkins.
On the biggest
Aubrey
stage.
Dawkins is a pro. I heard somebody say, well, he's 20. So I don't care how old the boy is. Aubrey Dawkins can put the ball in the hole, man.
Clark Kellogg said during that broadcast, you cannot run from DNA. You can't.
Aubrey Dawkins is a straight up
Johnny Dawkins'
pro, man.
son
He
is
scored
the
like
goods.
a pro. He scored like a pro.
If he's in, then John Morant can definitely be in.
Hey, man. Hold on. You don't have Taco Fall on your team?
No.
Taco Fall
No,
is not on your team?
No. No,
His
he's
teammate.
not.
Is Taco Fall a knock it off? An NCAA knock it off?
Nah, he's just not in my 5. You can take Taco if you want to. I don't have him in my 5. That's my region. I got my 5 out my region.
All right, you all ready for my
How
region?
you gonna have Taco? How you gonna have Taco?
Y'all ready
and
for
you're
my
not gonna have
region?
What do you got?
How you not gonna have Dawkins in there?
Y'all ready for my region?
What's wrong with you?
Carson Edwards, man.
All right, what's yours?
Zion Williams and Carson Edwards, man. Must see TV, butter popcorn. Tune in. I don't care if you're at the bar, you're at home, or you listen to it on the radio. Because if you listen to it on the radio, you're mad because you can't see it.
I mean,
Who you
John
got?
Morant. I mean, I watching him was amazing. Seeing what he. I mean, he was worth the price of admission. I don't know why we wouldn't put him on your 5.
No. I did it out of my region. He wasn't in my region. I did it out of my
Oh,
region.
okay, sorry. I'm
John
trying to think of, like,
Morant.
who
John,
else
I
was
just
there.
went
did it
out
in
of my
region.
region
Right,
because
I did it in
John
my
Morant
region.
was in my region.
I did it in my region.
Yeah, he was in your region.
Carson Edwards, Zion Williamson.
Carson Edwards, Zion Williams.
Yes.
I guess Corey Davis would have to be at the heart of my team out of the Midwest.
Where your man at?
Worth the price of your cable package.
Where your man at?
Fletcher Magee, obviously, he's. I'm going to
You know
give
what?
him
You know
a
what's
chance.
funny? You know
Juice,
what's
can you
funny?
please
You know
knock
what's
it
funny?
off with Kim, please?
Do you know
Can
what's
you
funny,
please knock
man?
it off with this?
Because you were real quiet.
I
You
mean,
got
he
ghosts.
went 0 for 12.
No.
But you got ghosts when we were texting.
Can you know what we call that? Oprah Winfrey.
0 for Winfrey. I'd rather him
He
be like
went
than
0 for
1 for
Winfrey.
12. Would you rather be 0 for 12 or 1 for 12? Honestly.
He went Jaleel 0 for 4 3 times.
I mean, there was he makes he even shoot if he even shoots like half as good as he normally shot, they could have won the game.
You're right.
I mean, making not 0. I mean, it's insane.
Me as a 3-point shooter,
If
I
I wasn't right-handed, I'd be left-handed.
Hey,
What
Kev,
are you talking about?
Kev, me as a 3-point, like a marksman, I hate when Charles Barkley says, live by the 3, die by the 3. Because I lived by the 3 for a very, very long time. But this proves him right. Live by the 3,
They died. They
the
died
3.
by his lack of threes.
Oh, my goodness.
Straight died.
It's,
But
crazy.
it-
It's crazy how the game has changed, man. The analytics of the game now is you shoot as many threes as possible because at the end of the day, threes are more than twos.
Absolutely.
That's crazy how it is now, man. That's the analytics of basketball. There's nothing more to it than that. If you shoot more threes and you make more threes, threes are more than twos. That's it, man. You're gonna win. That's what the game has come to. In a nutshell, that's what it's
This
come
is,
to.
guys, everybody, like I feel like Oprah Winfrey, man. Like your bracket is dead. Your bracket is dead. Your bracket is dead. Everybody's bracket is dead. You know what I mean? And when the Final Four shaped itself, I called some of my friends. I got a teammate, a very good teammate of mine and a good friend of mine named Ray Weathers. He's a Michigan State alum. And I called him and I was like, congratulations, man, to Spartan Nation. How do you feel about Tom Izzo and this squad? It's not the most talented squad that Izzo's had. How do you feel about this team, going into the Final Four? And he's like, man, I'm just so happy that this is some good news for my university, in the cloud that's been over Michigan State Michigan State sports.
Yeah.
As far as good news versus bad news. And he was like, man, but this team is resilient. he thinks that in order for them to reach their goal, all parts have to be working in unison. And Cassius Winston is the catalyst.
Yep.
Of course, everybody knows that. But he's optimistic about, what Michigan State can do. And he's the best coach left, isn't he? Isn't Izzo the best coach left?
Yeah, that's why I picked him.
And then I've got another guy who's my teammate at James Madison. He's from Lubbock, Texas. So Texas Tech is his home team, and we were fortunate enough to get him, a guy named Fred Boyd. We were fortunate enough to get him away from Texas Tech. And he's like, this is incredible for my hometown.
Yeah.
This is the first time ever that they've been to a Final Four. And, the whole city, the whole region is rallying around this team. And the reason why I reached out to these guys is because, Final Four, this March Madness, this time of year is so special to people. Regardless of where you're from, if your home team and your alumni can rally around each other and really, really pull. You saw Magic Johnson. You saw the joy in his eyes when Michigan State, this isn't unfamiliar territory for Michigan State, but once again, they get to the Final Four. It's like it's like a mountaintop for these universities. So,
What you got winning, Ken?
Congratulations to all these
I
schools.
give Michigan State winning.
Okay.
What you got, Kev?
I got.
Texas
I'm
Tech.
gonna go Texas Tech.
Texas. Ooh.
All right.
I'm gonna go Texas.
Dark horse.
I'm gonna go Texas Tech. So.
Nobody says Auburn. Only Charles Barkley, huh?
Charles Barkley. Only Charles is going.
I'm gonna have to reach out to Moochie Norris, man. Moochie Norris is an Auburn Tiger. I'm gonna reach out to him to see what he says about that.
There you go.
Well, next time we talk, we'll have a
champion.
We'll have a champion. It's the Monday right before our
And
show.
then
Right?
next week we're gonna do the
decade bracket.
decade bracket. All right, cool.
Decade bracket. Night.
Virginia is getting ready to win the national championship.
Okay.
Maybe we might schedule. We'll talk about scheduling for next week. If we're gonna do decade bracket, we'll get some more people involved. Maybe we'll
Let's do it.
do it a little earlier.
do it.
Give it some more time.
All right. Cool.
All right, hey, appreciate you guys. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. He's Darren McClinton.
Great show, man. I'm not as mad now that I was about an hour ago. Thanks for letting me get some stuff off my chest, man.
You seem more relaxed. He's Captain McClinton.
Good job, guys. It's fun. I'm looking forward to this these Final Four, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and at this time of year, man, there's a lot of skill, a lot of preparation, but it's a lot of luck, and you know what I mean. And these four teams, whether or not they're the best teams in the country or not, these are the four that are standing. So
somebody's gonna catch fire that you least expect.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So we'll see. All right.
Until next week, this was
The Hot Box.
Appreciate you.
Good night.
Still alive. Did you see me? Still alive.
Cut me off before I say something ill-advised.